Hello booktube, hello book friends, welcome back to my channel and to my weekly reading wrap up for the week ending the 5th of April 2025. I think this video is going to go up a bit later than I normally post, although hopefully it will go up on the 5th of April, which is today. And that's because I've been buddy reading a book with Debs at Rainer Read Stuff, and wanted to wait until I'd spoken to her about the book before I talked about it on the channel, and that's happened, so I can go ahead and talk about the book. I'm sure she will do the same in her reading wrap up. I think hers normally goes out on a Sunday. So yeah, what book have we been reading? We've been reading I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes. This is quite a chunky book. It was about nearly 900 pages, and is part murder mystery, part spy thriller, terrorist plot, and it runs along at a cracking pace. For a book of some size, it keeps going. It could easily be a shorter book, I have to say. It could be either a murder mystery or a spy thriller. There are a few things that I think both Debs and I thought were, not necessary. So, for example, there's a bit about Nazis in World War II to explain why a house has a secret passage, and you kind of think, did you really need to go into great detail about that? You could have just not said that that's why the secret passage was there, because the house was built in World War II. So there are things like that. There are also quite a lot of typos, which I found a bit annoying. But that's that could be any book, not necessarily unique to this one. But overall, I enjoyed it. It's not a book I feel like I need to reread again or read again. Certainly not a book I'm intending to keep. I'm pretty sure I picked this up in our local book exchange box in the village, so it's going to go back from whence it came. There were some good characters in it. It's interesting because Terry Hayes, I didn't know this until I'd finished the book, so I didn't read his about the author biography, but Terry Hayes was a journalist and screenwriter, and has worked on films such as Road Warrior, Mad Max 2, Dead Calm, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, TV series Bodyline, Bangkok Hilton, movies such as Payback, From Hell with Johnny Depp, Vertical Limit, Rain of Fire, Cliffhanger, Flight Plan. So, it reads a bit like it could be probably not a film, because I think it's just too big, but like a TV series. So yeah, you kind of read that and you kind of think, well, actually, I can see why, the book is the way it is. But yeah, I would say if you are prepared to read what is effectively it's effectively two books in one, but the stories are blended together, then give it a go, I would say. As I say, not one that I particularly feel like I need to keep and reread, but a good read, a fun read. Probably a beach holiday read, maybe. I don't know, or a poolside holiday read. So yeah, I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes. The other book I've been, or I've gone back to reading. So I think I said I had two books on the go. I had the 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 Quincunx and I Am Pilgrim, and just because of the way my week panned out, this is also a chunky read. This is 1,100 pages. Because of the way my week panned out, I didn't really want to carry two huge, great big tomes around with me wherever I was going. So I focused on I Am Pilgrim because it was a buddy read, and I put this to one side for the week. I've gone back to it. I'm now at, well, I'm about probably slightly more than a third of the way through. So 470 out of 1,100 and something. This was recommended by Nick at Dr. Cranky Pants Reads in his Spines and Sparks series. This is his primary recommendation. So there are 3 books which I've talked about in a previous video. And this was the primary one. This is the one he chose over the other 2. I have the other 2 to read as well, but I thought I would start with his first choice. And again, a lengthy book. I don't quite think I've got to the heart of the story yet, although there's been quite a lot going on. It's set in the early 1800s, so there's quite a lot of historical facts and so on. There's also quite a lot. The author uses quite a lot of archaic spellings for some words, and it can be a little bit confusing at times because the spelling of the word is fairly close to the modern spelling, and it looks like a typo. In some cases, it looks completely different, but you get you understand what the word is. But in some cases, you understand what the word is, but because it's so, for example, visitor, instead of TOR, it's TER is the archaic spelling, and that just looks like it looks like a typo rather than an archaic spelling, which I've got used to now. But when I first started, was quite like, what's going on? So it's quite deliberate by the author to do that, but it is a bit distracting to start. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I will keep going. I think I probably need, maybe not such a chunky book for the next book I read. And I'm probably gonna start my Alistair MacLean reread either alongside the Quincunx or immediately after it, and just see how we get on. So that's that, and I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about. So thanks to Debs for buddy reading the I Am Pilgrim book with me. It's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed our chat just now this morning, and we've already set up our next buddy read, or we know what our next buddy read is going to be, and roughly when it's going to be. So I'm looking forward to that. And thanks to Nick for the recommendation of the Quincunx, and thank you to you if you've been watching, and I will speak to you again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.